So let's talk about how to be happy at work. So, how important is it to find happiness at work? We're at work a lot of hours of our day, of our week, of our life, if you were to add them all up. And some of us are there more than others or that we'd like to be. So, job satisfaction in general is going to contribute to our overall well being, our overall state of happiness and contentedness. So, what are some things that make you happy at work? I think that's where you start. You want to really start to identify for yourself what brings you satisfaction versus the things that don't bring you satisfaction. And that's going to be different for everybody. So, it really is being self reflective and trying to figure out what works for you. And in doing that, some of the questions you can ask yourself is, what is, my passion? What do I feel my purpose is both in life? And then how does that translate to what is my purpose at work? What do I gain value from? What brings me meaning? And then from there, also personal growth. And we know that personal growth gives us a lot of satisfaction, especially in our jobs. And so that is another huge piece of where can I grow? Why is that important to me? So ask yourself a lot of why questions. Why is this my passion? Why is this my purpose? And then digging even deeper from there. Another way to be happy at work is to build positive relationships. We are social beings. We are humans that need connection. Even if you're someone who considers yourself more introverted, that doesn't mean you don't need quality connections. It might mean you need less than an extrovert, less quantity, but you're going to need those quality relationships. And maybe that's even just one. And if you're extroverted, of course, you probably want a lot of those relationships at work. So finding those colleagues that are supportive, that listen to you, that validate you, that you have fun with, that you can go to lunch with, that you can take a walk with, the other stuff too, maybe even grab a happy hour drink with. And then those managers that support you and help you grow. And then another piece of this is how can you have effective communication, both when you're in a meeting, but also during the times where you're just connecting with somebody outside of work and talking about your personal life. And then, of course, teamwork is really important too, and what that looks like to you and what it looks like to your team and the culture of your work. Another one is creating a positive work environment. So that can be simple things like personalizing your workspace. Just maybe that means bringing pictures or making sure that you bring your walking shoes so that way you can take a break, even if it's 10 minutes to walk around the office or get outside, which is really important. And then making sure you have a work-life balance and that you're setting those healthy boundaries. And for some of us, that's easier than others. For some people, they might have a manager that or work culture that really doesn't encourage that. And so it's you pushing up against that to have that healthy work-life balance. And that is going to look different for everybody too. The next thing would be, how do you face challenges at work? Inevitable, of course. And so can we look at those challenges in a way that's more of a growth opportunity? And how do we then manage our stress in a constructive way? And seeing if challenges can't be interesting to you and keeping you engaged and involved. And again, so just this more positive spin on a challenge. And with that, ways to approach challenges is also to be resilient, to have flexibility, to be adaptable. Those are just in general really great personal life things. But I think at work, it's even more important because things are changing all the time and so much is out of your control. So to be able to be flexible and adaptable is huge. Lastly, is looking for this growth and development. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but delving a little bit deeper into that is you're wanting to continually learn, seek opportunities. Really, how can you increase your professional development? Setting goals is a huge way to do that, and goals that align with your personal values. And then when you do set those goals, having them be attainable Usually short term is helpful. So small, incremental, attainable goals. So that way you don't feel overwhelmed by some massive goal. You just don't see the results. So everything included, in conclusion, the things that are important are ways to have relationships at work, have a positive work environment, in those challenges that you're facing, being resilient and adaptable, seeing where you can have growth and development. And I think I always go back to your personal values and how does that align with your work? And if it's not really aligning, can you change that and can you make them align a little bit more? Or is maybe you've hit your time with this company or experience, work experience, and maybe something needs to look different?